how long did it take you, like when you started taking it seriously, to like become profitable? And like, was that like, did you find Fizz and people, and like, did you start to surround yourself with the right people that kind of elevated you, or like,
Yeah.
when did you,
Yeah.
when was your turning point in your trading? You know what I mean?
So when I first started trading, it probably took about 5 months to actually meet more people. Like I started doing my own like trading myself, and then yeah, we met This was like, hey, let's get this underdog group going, and that's why like my name's Mikey Underdog, and I don't care if I'm a multi-millionaire, I'm gonna keep it Mikey Underdog because there's always someone bigger, better. There's always someone doing something better. So for me to be an underdog, there's always someone to keep chasing. Like I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and try to be better, the next day to be better. So I love being an underdog with that, you know.
Bro, you're the biggest underdog there ever was from where you were at your bottom. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, I know. It's crazy. I always have my moments still. Like I look back and I'm just like, it's crazy. It's definitely crazy.
Well, I guess this is what I'm asking you. Like, when I look at our group, right? I know that my trading is elevated because of you guys. Like, the boat rises together, right? Like,
Yeah.
there's no way I would have reached this level of discipline and this level of understanding of how much hard work it takes and how serious you have to take it and treating it like a business. That wouldn't have happened unless I fell into this group with you guys, right? So, do you feel the same, or do you feel like you had that and maybe you're the source of that for all of us?
What do you mean? Like as far as, I definitely could have not been where I am now unless it wasn't for like me and Thiz trading together, and Herv before, even and then Zen came and then you came. Oh no, you know, to learn the different personalities, how people see the market and stuff, was insane. And even in the midst of all that, I think the biggest thing that even helped me get to the next level was I had to find something that, you know, that I can put together from everyone. Grab a little bit of here, grab a little bit of there, and then I put that into like my own thing. And once I was able to do that, that's when it like went kaboom.
Yeah.
How we like joke around and say one play and boom. Like
Yeah.
that's what it was.
One
It
news
was
and boom.
one news and boom. So it took all of that. Like, even to this day, I feel a little. I can trade on my own all day without a problem. But I love trading with you guys like every single day. I look forward to it.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
I we're a solid team.
By accessing this podcast, you acknowledge that the Penny Lane podcast makes no warranty, guarantee, or representation as to the accuracy or sufficiency of the information featured in this podcast. The information, opinions, and recommendations presented in this podcast are for general information only, and any reliance on the information provided in this podcast is done at your own risk. This podcast should not be considered professional or financial advice. Unless specifically stated otherwise, the Penny Lane podcast does not endorse, approve, recommend, or certify any information, product, process, service, or organization presented or mentioned in this podcast, and information from this podcast should not be referenced in any way to imply such approval or endorsement. The third-party materials or content of any third-party site referenced in this podcast do not necessarily reflect the opinions, standards, or policies of the Penny Lane podcast. The Penny Lane podcast assumes no responsibility or liability for the accuracy or completeness of the content contained in third-party materials or on third-party sites referenced in this podcast, or the compliance with applicable laws of such materials and or links referenced herein.